Long Island medium Theresa Caputo's most shocking readings. Theresa Caputo is a well-known psychic medium. She first gained fame through her TV show, Long Island Medium, which aired on TLC from 2011 to 2019. In her series, Theresa claimed she could communicate with the dead. Therefore, she began conducting readings for individuals, including celebrities, helping to deliver messages from their deceased loved ones. Despite criticism from random haters, her show gained popularity quickly, helping Theresa to acquire a large following. She has since written books and appeared on various talk shows to discuss her experiences as a medium. Additionally, Theresa often tours the country, holding live events where she conducts group readings. And now, she has a new series that just debuted on Lifetime, aptly called Theresa Caputo Raising Spirits. On Long Island Medium, however, not all readings were equal. During her 14 seasons on the air, Theresa completed several sessions that got us in our feelings. Theresa was spot on, and her words were shocking, as the accuracy scored an 11/10. Theresa Caputo helped a family connect with their loved one who passed on 9/11. As the daughter of a terminally ill father, this one is equal parts healing and painful to recap. But the bond between a daddy and his little girl is special in some families. In this reading, Theresa popped into a coffee shop only to encounter a skeptic named Emily and her mother, whose loved one desperately wanted to connect. As Emily explained, she lost her father when she was little. Turning to the mother, Theresa states that her late husband knows of her worries, fixated on whether he suffered during his passing. Theresa then asked if he passed on 9/11, which saw the tears starting to flow from both the mother and her daughter, Emily. This devoted father worked on the 104th floor of Tower 2. When the first plane hit Tower 1, he phoned his wife, but she was on a call with no call waiting options. When the mother finally got through, he told her he was okay. He then stated he would talk to her later, but no other calls ever came. As Theresa explained, even though this wife never got to say goodbye, her late husband heard every word she said that day. Theresa then revealed to Emily that her dad remains by her side. He knows of her trip to Paris, taken almost a decade after his passing. The peace Theresa brought this family was immeasurable, and we know they appreciated this reading. Theresa Caputo offered hope to a woman whose sister died by suicide. Surprising a broken sister named Kirsten, Theresa pulled up to her home in her RV, eager to lend Kirsten and her mother a sense of peace. Once she arrived, Theresa connected with their departed loved one, Chrissy. As Kirsten cries, she admits that she is angry. Then, Chrissy came through, asking her sister to stop being mad. After Chrissy passed, Kirsten became addicted to reading her journal. But as Theresa explained, Chrissy wants her to toss this private notebook out, as it is holding her back. Theresa then reveals that Chrissy had just stepped forward and kissed Kirsten. In doing so, Chrissy also apologized. But then Theresa asked if Kirsten was trying to have a child. Tearing up, she answered yes. Chrissy heard this announcement and said her sister would be a great mom, Theresa said. Immediately, the relief and peace seen in her eyes was evident. This family appreciated this shocking, albeit emotional, reading from Theresa via Chrissy. Theresa Caputo offers peace to a mother who lost her baby girl. During a group reading on Long Island Medium, Theresa asked the room which person had looked into their loved one's eyes after they tragically passed. The cameras then hone in on a teary woman named Bridget. Theresa approached Bridget, asking if she had held her baby girl when she passed away. Barely able to speak, Bridget then nodded as Theresa reminded her that she cradled her girl, telling her all would be okay. Also growing emotional, Theresa tells Bridget that her daughter is the happiest child. Theresa then disclosed that this little girl knows how much her mother worries about her day-to-day dwellings on the other side. Now aged 12, Theresa revealed that this little girl remains with her. And as the woman experienced a silent chill, Theresa knew telling her this was her daughter's soul passing through hers. Now Bridget knows that her stillborn little girl, who looks exactly like her, according to Theresa, is at peace. And peace in the face of a massive loss is priceless. Emotions overtake Theresa Caputo when her 10-year-old client inquires about his late sister. When Theresa was asked to stop in for a reading with two parents, Ren and Peter, and their 10-year-old son, Matt, she happily obliged. Choking up, Theresa admits that she sees another child, Brooke, and Brooke is speaking to their departed grandparent, aka the mother of Ren. Ren smiles through her tears, happy her daughter and mother are together. Then, Theresa acknowledges the song You Are My Sunshine. Right away, her three clients tear up. Ren pulled out a note card, revealing they had asked Brooke to acknowledge this song today. Theresa sat stunned, then stated that Brooke thought Matt was the best brother ever. A home video appeared, where we saw a singing and dancing Brooke. But then Theresa starts sweating. She feels like a blaze caused these deaths. As Renee explains, her daughter and mother passed in a fire. The parents were on vacation, and the children stayed with their grandparents. Matt was present in this fire. Here, Theresa struggled to speak. Brooke came through, telling Matt she was sorry he had to be there. Theresa also stressed that she saw the grandmother pushing Matt out of the window. Theresa also saw Brooke being held by her grandmother, which is how they were found once help arrived. The grandmother came through next, asking them to stop feeling guilty. This shocking reading brought life-changing answers to this family on Long Island Medium. However, Theresa Caputo had seen and heard it all in her 15 years as the Long Island Medium. She had connected people with their lost loved ones, delivered messages from beyond, and even encountered spirits who refused to leave. But nothing had prepared her for what happened one stormy evening in March. It started as a routine reading at her home in Hicksville, New York. A woman named Margaret had come to seek closure about her late husband, Richard. Theresa closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and let the energy flow through her. She expected the usual signs, a flickering light, a sudden chill in the air, but instead, the entire room shook. The chandelier above them swayed violently, a picture frame fell from the wall, and then, for the first time in her life, Theresa felt something she never had before. A physical touch. A cold, firm grip on her wrist. She gasped and opened her eyes. Margaret's face turned pale. "Did you feel that?" Theresa whispered. Margaret nodded, clutching her chest. "I think it's him." But it wasn't just Richard. As Theresa tried to regain focus, she saw something shocking, a shadowy figure standing in the doorway. It wasn't a mere flicker or a glimpse out of the corner of her eye. It was fully formed, watching them. Theresa had never been afraid of spirits before, but this was different. It felt wrong. She tried to communicate, but the figure didn't respond. Instead, it took one step closer. "Who are you?" she asked, her voice unsteady. The shadow didn't speak, but in her mind, she heard a deep, echoing voice. "You were never supposed to see me." The lights flickered, and in an instant, the figure disappeared. For the first time in 15 years, Theresa Caputo sat in silence, shaken to her core. Something had changed. Something had crossed over that never should have. And for the first time, she wondered, had she opened a door she couldn't close? However, the world had almost lost hope that Long Island Medium would ever return. But Theresa Caputo had other plans. After years of personal struggles, family drama, and a brief retreat from the spotlight, the beloved medium was back, stronger and more determined than ever. The new season was set to be different from anything fans had seen before. Theresa wasn't just reconnecting people with their loved ones. She was on a mission to reconnect with herself. Her journey had been filled with heartbreak, from legal battles with her ex-husband Larry to the emotional turmoil of watching her children navigate their own chaotic lives. But through it all, one thing remained constant: her gift. In the season premiere, Theresa sat in her favorite reading room, candles flickering as a nervous couple walked in. They had lost their teenage son in a tragic accident and were desperate for closure. Theresa closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and suddenly the energy in the room shifted. "He's here," she whispered. "He's showing me a skateboard, and he keeps saying, 'Tell them I'm okay. Tell them to stop feeling guilty.'" The mother broke down in tears. "He loved skateboarding, and we always blamed ourselves for not being there that night." Theresa smiled gently. "He wants you to let go of that guilt. He's at peace." As the season progressed, Theresa's readings became even more intense. She traveled across the country, visiting haunted locations, reconnecting with old clients, and even helping law enforcement solve cold cases. But behind the scenes, her personal life remained a roller coaster. Larry, her ex-husband, had reached out, hoping to make amends. Her daughter Victoria, now a mother of twins, struggled with her own life choices. And Theresa? She was caught in the middle, trying to balance her gift, her family, and her own happiness. In a shocking twist mid-season, Theresa had an encounter that left even her shaken. While filming at an old theater, she suddenly felt an overwhelming presence, one that wasn't just a spirit but something darker. The cameras caught her gasping, gripping her chest as if she couldn't breathe. The episode ended on a dramatic cliffhanger, leaving fans questioning if Theresa had finally met a force she couldn't handle. But Theresa Caputo had never backed down from a challenge. Whether it was spirits, skeptics, or her own demons, she was ready. And this season, she was proving to the world, and to herself, that Long Island medium was far from over. However, it had been 3 years since David passed away, leaving behind his 3 beloved children, Emma, Jake, and Lily. Each of them had struggled with his absence, longing for one more moment with their father. Their mother, Sarah, had done her best to keep the family together, but she could see the pain in their eyes, the emptiness they tried to hide. One evening, while scrolling through the internet, Sarah stumbled upon an upcoming event. Theresa Caputo, the Long Island medium, was coming to town for a live reading. She had always been skeptical about mediums, but something inside her told her to buy the tickets. Maybe, just maybe, David had something to say. The night of the event, the family sat in the crowded hall, nervous but hopeful. Theresa walked onto the stage, her energy filling the room. She closed her eyes for a moment and then looked around. "I'm getting a father figure," she said, scanning the audience. "He has 3 children, and he keeps saying he was deeply loved. He's so proud of you all." Sarah gasped, gripping Emma's hand. Theresa continued, "He's showing me something about fishing. Does that mean anything?" Jake's eyes widened. "Dad used to take us fishing every summer," he whispered. Theresa nodded. "He says, 'Jake, I know you stopped going, but it's okay. I was never really gone. I'm still with you every time you cast that line.'" Tears streamed down Jake's face. Theresa smiled warmly. "Lily, he wants you to know he sees you dancing. He says, 'Never stop. Every time you dance, I'm right there beside you.'" Lily let out a small sob. "I always wonder if he sees me." Theresa's eyes softened. "Oh, sweetheart, he never misses a moment." Then she turned to Emma. "And Emma," he says, "don't be afraid to love. I know you keep your heart guarded, but you deserve happiness. Let someone in." Emma covered her mouth, overwhelmed. She had been afraid to fall in love, fearing the pain of loss again. Theresa took a deep breath. "He just wants you all to know. He never truly left. He's with you always." Sarah and her children held each other, feeling the warmth. That night, for the first time in years, they didn't feel alone. Their father's love was still with them, always. Hello, lovely viewers. Welcome to my channel. I am Mina. Hope your day is so well. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel.